You know what? I used computers to make music because I had to, and it was kind of all I had. And just like hip hop, it starts with a sample and then an 808 kit, and then you sound design and you create your sonic identity, and it's so for me, I was just making what I had, but to me, I was making music. I was just digging from a feeling inside and creating it with the tools I had available, and it just turned into what it did because I was almost limited. But with the computer, you can also do so much. But I also play instruments and drums and guitar, and I play guitar in Bangarang, the track that Sirah did her thing on. And so to me, I continue to grow and collaborate with other people, but to me it's still just my music, So, what's crazy? It's awesome because I'm so blessed to have the best team ever who I've stuck with. Like, I've been touring since 9 years ago, since I was 16 in my old band, and it hasn't stopped since. And a lot of people think I kind of just popped out of nowhere, but it's been a really long journey, and I've had a great team to keep me safe and allow me to be expressive in the ways I want to be expressive. And that's the one thing, being an artist and having so many different experiences in different labels and major labels, and like the minute an A&R guy says something, you like that makes you feel insecure as an artist, your tail's between your ass and it's hard to write and it's scary, and I think the industry is now changing because there's new platforms for artists to be discovered, and that's everyone's platform, and that's your platform, that's the internet, and that's your voice, and that's live. And the institutions that don't necessarily have, they won't make or break an artist. It's all about the artist, and that's cool, I think. What's awesome is we're all friends, and that's why this scene has become so successful and noteworthy, is because it started, the whole idea of sound system culture was about people getting together in the parks, like Queen Latifah and Tribe Called Quest would sample tapes off the radio and stick beats under it and then MC over it and just hang out and play music. So it's really cool. So basically the song Bangarang, like the actual track itself, is this really loud but melodic and funky track that, that to me, like when I heard a vocal, I was like, I need something that references Lost Boys and Never Growing Up and Peter Pan, and that was always something that I loved. So Bangarang was the famous Rufio call from the movie Hook, and that just idea, I feel like it works so well. So I was like, Sirah, I was on tour, I don't even know where I was, somewhere in Europe, and I'm in my hotel room making this track, and I'm like, who's gonna do this? By the way, we've worked together back when I used to release stuff for free, like 4 years ago. We were doing tracks together back then. We have so much stuff that's not even released. So I call her up, I'm like, yo, can you do this vocal for me? It needs to be Peter Pan, needs to be Lost Boys, that feeling of never growing up. It gets you out of your seat. That's the whole emotion. And then she just came in and nailed it. And it was just Bangarang. It was perfect. You know what? I think what you will see, I think there will be the electronic category, but I think you will see more producers collaborating with other people. And I did a record with A$AP Rocky. I'm not saying that's gonna get nominated for Grammys, but I'm saying like you're gonna see a lot of people that, like I said, we all use computers to make music. Even people that make rock records use computers to make music. We just come from a different culture that was revolved around people getting together and dancing. So I think the culture is what's really exciting, the fact that it's getting a voice. But I think in the main ceremony, I don't know. I guess it's not for me to say. I'm still learning all of this, but it's cool to be here in any degree. I'm doing a lot of different projects, and the live performance is always changing, so live elements will come in, and it's just kind of like taking one step at a time and being creative. I can't say yet. No. Well, DJing's different. Like I said before, it comes from friends sitting around making music and going, check this out, and then your friend comes and they plug in, they go, check this out, and you play off each other, and you remix together and you collaborate. It's different. You're not watching the technicality like you would someone stare at a guitar. It's a visceral experience. It's like an atmosphere we're creating. It's a playlist, and all the fans are anticipating the new stuff. And especially when you play live, you prepare something, you prepare a routine. You have an hour at a festival, and you have to like sum up all your music, sum up your homies, sum up your new stuff in an hour, and you do it linear. It never stops, and it's a routine, and it can change every night. So it's a different expression than staring at someone play guitar. It's not something you stare at. It's something it creates a vibe, and the engineering that goes into these records that myself and guys like deadmau5 and Cascade and all these guys on the category. They're incredible engineers and producers. They're doing stuff sonically that's changing everything and having an influence on how records are made everywhere. So there's a lot of craft and merit that's sort of comes from different places than maybe coming together in a band and making, you know, the magic is the vibe of the live show, and the personal part is when you're in the studio making the records. So the thing is, there's so many great artists out there, and everyone I've worked with, like the Damian Marley thing or Sirah or A$AP Rocky, was just so organic. It was like mutual. It wasn't like this. There wasn't any weird meetings prepared or like pressure from labels to have pop singles. It was just like hanging out, having a good time, talking about music. Let's make a cool song. Let's not make a big deal out about it and make something we're proud of. That's always been the spirit. So whoever I come into contact with next, I mean, a lot of times you can bump into someone at a random place and then you're in the studio like that night, and that happens a lot. That was a special one, and I'll tell you something too, because there's been a couple opportunities to be animated, and I've been a big Disney head for years and years, and to be part of that Wreck-It Ralph thing was really special, and I'm not looking to get animated anytime soon. Again, that was just perfect.